right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. I know that I mixed that up because it's pretty early where I am. My name is SuperSonic. I'm primarily a Sonic speedrunner. However, we'll be running a crop of different games throughout this marathon. First, kicking it off with Captain Skyhawk. I'm also going to be running Super Mario Bros. 1, Lost Levels, Animaniacs, Sonic 1, Sonic 3 Knuckles throughout this marathon. And yeah, so that's a lot of games, at least for me. But anyways, without further ado, this is Captain Skyhawk on the Nintendo Entertainment System. As you can hear, there's nothing. Yeah, English makes sense at 5:50 in the morning. Anyways, we're just gonna do a quick reset here so you guys can hear a little bit of music. Because right when we get into the game, we're not going to be hearing a lot of music. So with that being said, we're going to go in 3, 2, 1, let's jam. All right, so Captain Skyhawk is a vertical rail shooter. And we're just going to pretty much have the cannon for this entire run. We're not going to be focusing too much on missiles, even though you can upgrade to have more missiles and such. But our main priority is to level up our cannon, which is our main gun. And it is currently at level 1 right now. So as long as you're tapping the A button, you're going to be shooting at some kind of speed. Even if you mash, you can like shoot a little bit faster, but I'm not a very good masher. So the speed for this is going to be a little mediocre for the time being. But what we're going to do is we're going to try to get as many credits as possible. As you can see on the bottom of the HUD, there's like a circular looking coin thing where I have 3 right now. I want to have at least 30 before I go for my first upgrade, so we can level up our cannon to 4. And usually you can earn credits from killing groups of enemies, kind of like that, and there's like a tiny coin that pops up. Here's our first boss. It is a base, and it's just going to keep shooting at us. Got to damage the 4 corners and then get the center. And that is our first level. Alright, so as you can see, we've destroyed the first out of 4 bases. And now we're going to head into this mini game, which kind of looks like Top Gun in a way. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to hold the A button, and that's pretty much my shooting speed currently. And usually these enemies are at a set pattern, but I haven't really memorized the patterns yet. Normally you want to shoot them as soon as possible in order for the next enemies to show up right away. And each enemy you shoot down will give you 1 credit. So currently we have 22 credits and counting. We want to have at least 30 at the end of this. We can get our cannon to level 4. And usually like the lack of music can either be relaxing or it can drive you crazy, whichever happens. But for me, it's pretty therapeutic because, you just think of it like you're inside the plane, like you're not hearing anything. But you can kind of treat it like Top Gun or sort of. All right, so we're gonna go into this dock. There is actually a faster way you can get in here, even before the dock completely lands. There's like a special pixel in which you can just go in there and you'll just be safe. Alright, so now we have our cannon to level 4. And mission number 2, this is the cargo drop mission. There are 2 drops that we have to do, and if we end up missing one, the level will continue to loop until we drop it correctly into its destination. So this is kind of like the desert area, and for some reason they have volcanoes and Sphinx. So now here's our first drop. Alright, we got drop number 1. I'm going to go for drop number 2, which is coming up pretty shortly. And as you can see, I'm just holding down the A button now, so our cannon's shooting a little faster. But once we get it to level 5, that'll be the maximum it'll go, and it's pretty fast as well. Alright, here comes drop number 2. Let's get this one. There we go. Perfect. Okay, good work. Supplies received. So these supplies are basically going towards the missile or the secret weapon that whatever this organization is building in order to combat the alien forces. So now we're into our next mini game segment of shooting down these planes. And now they're going to start shooting missiles at us, and if we end up losing lives in this segment, it does count towards our life counter. So it's best to not get shot down here. They'll start shooting from outside, and then later on they'll start shooting from behind. So we definitely don't want that to happen, or lose any of our lives early on. There are limited continues in this game as well. I think there's about 2 or 3. I don't remember exactly. Now we got through that segment. Now we're heading into the next docking station. You want to line it up exactly into the opening there. So now we have our level 5 cannon, and this is the very fast, speedy mission. There's going to be this red plane constantly reappearing even after we destroy it. This is the only level, as far as I know, in which the speed goes fast, and you can actually control the speed as well in case this is too fast for you. Especially when you die, it'll set it to regular speed, so you would have to like hold the select button and tap up a few times to get the speed back up to this. Oh, we had a death there. That's okay. It's really easy to die in this mission because it's going so fast. And it is a very like zigzagged pattern as well. Could be getting close to the boss fight very soon. And then that red plane is just going to continuously fly infinitely. We don't have to like destroy it anymore. There we go. That's the end of that mission. So we got 2 of the 4 bases destroyed. And yet another of these mini missions here. So as of now, we don't have to do any more upgrading. We just have to get through these levels, since we already have what we need. Oh god, come on, hit the plane. Oh, don't get hit by the missile. I want to try to conserve these lives as best as possible. Our next mission is going to be a rescue mission, in which we're going to save one of the 2 scientists that are being held captive. And then they will start to work on the secret weapon. There we go, good shot there. Alright, now heading into the docking station. That's a little too high. Yep. And you can also lose your lives here too if you end up missing that. I guess that's kind of good I showed that off, because yeah, you can pretty much die anywhere in this game. Alright, so now we're in the, like, I guess ocean area. Or like the Navy and such. You could technically not shoot anything for like the remainder of the game. Especially for the next mission. Well, not the next mission, but like mission number 8, I think. Because these missions will repeat again after this one. So the only difference is they're going to shoot a little faster than normal. So sometimes things can be a little bit dodgy to avoid, but there should be no problem, hopefully. Alright, approaching the boss here. It's going to be 4 turrets that's going to try to shoot at us. You can actually cheese this one right here. And now we freed our scientist. Also, you can barrel roll in this game, but every time I did a barrel roll, I always end up crashing into a wall. So we're not going to be doing any barrel rolling in this game. Alright. You can kind of see the trend here. Like, every time we finish a mission, it'll always send us to this mini mission here. Just going to keep on shooting these planes. A little bit of ow, got shot by the missile. Yeah, see, as I mentioned earlier, like they shoot from behind as well, so I ended up getting hit by that. No big deal though, like at least it respawns you right away, as opposed to Or as opposed to like in the main stages where if you die, you'll just get sent back just a little bit, and like not too far back, but this one's an instant respawn if you end up dying here. It is really hard to control, yeah. So shout outs to Toad, who's also like a top runner of this game. Okay, there we go. We made it in there. Mission number 5. So this is basically a rehash of mission number 1, just a different color palette. Now we're gonna have the bosses shoot their bullets a little faster. And usually I just have a lot of fun just kind of moving left and right and just try to shoot as many things as I can. You know, like we want to try to beat the top scorer, who is called Brendan. I don't know who Brendan is, but I'm guessing it's one of the devs for this game. Yeah, as far as like history about this game goes, like when I started playing it, so this was one of my cousin's first games. I never owned this as a kid, and my cousin's like 7 years older than me, so he actually did have this game, so I would always play it whenever we hung out together. And you know, he would show me like how to play this game, and then a bunch of years later, probably like during the time when I started speedrunning back in 2016, I actually picked this game up for fun, and it's pretty fun to learn. Like there's still a few things that I have to learn for this game, especially like the quick base entries or the dock entries, because you can pretty much do that as soon as it spawns. So now I'm getting shot down a lot. I need to be careful here. What I'm gonna do, since I am at my last life here, I'm gonna take an intentional death on the mini mission to regain my lives back. Oh, never mind. I got an extra life, so we wouldn't have to worry about it. That's fine. I don't need to take an intentional death then. A little concerning when I got shot down like 3 times in a row there. Got shot there. Okay. Yeah, normally if you have these planes linger around, it just prolongs the stage a little bit, which is why you want to try to get rid of them as soon as possible. And it's best to learn where their patterns are. Since there's like so many of these missions, it's kind of tough to memorize them. I just kind of shoot as they appear. Like once I see them in my line of sight, I just kind of gun them down. And like these missions are pretty tough to control as well, especially on a D-pad, like using an NES controller. And I am playing this on a AV Famicom, and I'm using a Famicom to NES adapter for my cartridge. And I'm on a NES brick as well. Kind of wonder how this would play like on an NES Advantage or something. Whoops, I did not mean to level up my missile there. So mission number 6, another cargo drop mission. So as I mentioned before, for mission 2, we just have to drop 2 sets of cargo. And again, if we end up missing one of them, the level will loop. As long as we end up... Oh, yeah, I'm just going to take an intentional death to get my lives back. That's the barrel roll, by the way. So you just hold select and then just move a direction, and the plane will barrel roll. Okay, so at least that wasn't too costly. Like, we just used up one of our continues. We still have about a couple left, so we'll have to be careful for the rest of these missions, not die so much. Because it's so easy to die in this game, and then if you end up losing all your continues, then yeah, that's it. So. Alright, here we go. Cargo drop number 1. Excellent. Gotta get the second one. On top of that, it is pretty nice to get as many enemies as possible. Usually when there's missions where there's like a lot of enemies, it's a better chance to get an extra life in there. I almost got all of them. And I'm already maxed out on credits too, since I'm not really spending them anymore. Should be getting close to the second cargo drop. Whenever you see that Sphinx, that's when you know that the cargo drop's coming up. And there we go. Okay, And coming up next, you guessed it, another mini mission. This time we're kind of in the dark here. Kind of notice that it's pretty much the same thing. It's just different color palettes and such. You know, nothing too fancy. We just gotta watch out for the missiles here. There we go. Oop. Don't want to get shot there. But yeah, this is a childhood game of mine. As I mentioned, I played it a lot, like whenever I hung out with my cousin. I didn't own this game until like years later, and I got it for like $5 on eBay. So it was pretty cheap. I think it's still like one of the cheapest games out there, so if you ever want it for a collection or something, there you go. Alright, now heading into the docking station. There we go. Now we're gonna have another like high-speed chase. I'm guaranteed to die here at least once or twice. So this one's a little tougher because of the level layout. Especially when you have like these sharp turns that you gotta do. Alright, I'm just gonna try to concentrate a little bit here so I don't die. Okay, where's the sharp turns coming? Oh, so close. All right, I'm gonna set the speed back up to max. This is these high-speed chases are the only stages in which you can actually pick up the speed again. You can also lower the speed if you want to, if it's too fast for you, which is also another option. But this is a speed run. We gotta go fast, right? Try to shoot down the outer ones first, and then focus on the middle ones. There we go. Kind of see that the bullets are shooting a little faster, so I'm kind of like maneuvering the plane as best as I can to not get shot down there. Alright, so we got the 4 bases destroyed. All that's left is to do the other rescue mission, and we have a couple more of these mini missions left. And I believe there's just one more docking station we have to board, and after that it'll send us straight to the final boss. This is kind of a nice color, you know, either the sun rising or the sun setting, however you want to look at it. Getting close to ending here. There we go. Fresh cream soda. Yeah, that sounds accurate. Alright, another docking station and exit again. Okay, now this mission, there are actually mines in the water, so I'm not going to shoot anything at all. I'm just gonna avoid and just gonna kind of hug these walls over here, not too far because you don't want to crash into it. But yeah, there are these mines in the water, like the debris that kind of scatters around after it blows up. It can catch you still, and the hitbox is very wonky for those. So we're just gonna kind of cruise along. You know, if we see anything, try to shoot at us. You know, kind of do some like the scenic route here. Nothing too special. But anyways, I hope everybody's having a wonderful day so far, and hope everybody is enjoying Retrothon. It's always a pleasure being a part of these events. Retrothon is one of my favorite events of the year, especially being a retro speedrunner. And it's always an honor to be any part of RGL event in general. You know, shout outs to the runners that are being a part of this, shout outs to the tech, shout outs to the crew, you know. Much love to all of them. We are getting close to our next boss fight here. Thankfully I didn't get destroyed by the mines. I'm trying to keep it safe here. Alright, I think there's like a lonely mine here that can get me. Oh, get me. Okay, okay, we're totally fine. I always get worried whenever I see those mines blow up. Also, shout outs to the world record holder Jacobo the Chocobo. Definitely would love to see more runners for this game. Like, it's a very obscure NES game in general, but a really fun one on top of that. All right, so we rescued the last scientist. Now we're heading into our final mini mission. We don't have any more docks to board, so right after this it's going to send us directly to the boss fight. And the boss fight is very strange as well. It's pretty much that red thing that you just saw on the results screen. And the gravity is really wonky because you're pretty much up in space in this fighter jet. But we're going to try to save all of our lives for that because we're pretty much guaranteed to die in that mission because of how wonky the gravity is and such. Okay, nearing the end here. Avoid all the missiles. There we go. All right, I've got the final boss. All right, so this is the final boss, the alien base. All we gotta do is just shoot these circular modules, and it's gonna shoot at us too. Oh dear. Like this section is really hard to control. I may end up getting game overing here. Oh, maybe not. We're so good. We're so good. We're so good. Shoot him. Ah, yes, we got it. And time. And what do we get for our troubles after beating the main base? Mission complete, alien invasion fleet destroyed, and we get ourselves a game over for our victory. We did not beat Brendan, unfortunately, but did get second place. And that, my friends, is Captain Skyhawk, any percent. Hope you all enjoyed the run. And coming up next, we got Enemy running Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Definitely check that out. And I will be back later this afternoon with Super Mario Brothers Warpless in a race with GT Ace and Cosmic, so you don't want to miss that. We got SMB1 and Lost Levels coming up right after that. So later this afternoon, I will see you guys then.